Hey everybody, Pastor Daryl Drover here of Corridor Community Church, and want to give you some important updates today regarding our Back to Worship in-person gathering plan. And as of Sunday, September the 20th, we plan to reopen our church building to worship together inside. It's been a long time, and we've journeyed through some challenges and some changes over these past few months, from being online to being in our parking lot, and now we feel it is an appropriate time this fall as we regather for God to bless our time together as we worship back and fellowship together in person. So here's some important information I want you to be aware of, some changes, because things will look significantly different than when we last gathered together in person back in March. Of course, when you come in the building, and like many places now, public places, there'll be some sanitizing stations and some sanitizer available for you to be able to keep your own hands clean as you're touching some of the doors and handles. Of course, we'll try our best to mitigate to have as low public touching areas as possible in the building. We're going to section off certain areas of the building. The downstairs won't be open to the public at this point, so just our main entrance and sanctuary. The main washroom on the main level is also open. It will be cleaned and sanitized regularly and thoroughly. We will also be asking you to wear your mask inside, and of course that is in keeping with the Nova Scotia Health Authority's recommendation about all public places requiring masks. And so we will have masks should you come and forget yours, or the strap breaks on yours. We'll have some disposable masks, but bring your own, bring something that's comfortable for the service so that you can wear it during the entire time you're inside. I want to also make you aware that the seating will be laid out in such a way that rows will be 6 feet apart, of course, in keeping with the physical distancing requirements. And this means that we will have a capacity of about 50 in our service. And we're going to talk about how that'll look now in a moment. But it's important for you then to arrive, if possible, to the services with your family bubble, those that you will sit with in the service, so that we can cut down on any unused chairs, try to sit as many people within a family or within a bubble as much as we can. So that's a little bit about the building. And I'm sure it will be fine once you get here and you see some of those changes and how it looks. It'll just be slightly different. Now let's talk about our service gatherings specifically. And we've always typically done one service Sunday mornings at 10:30. Due to the restricted seating and the number of people that we expect that will be looking to regather together, and to make room for visitors as well, and family and friends who might also want to join us, we are going to offer 2 services on Sunday morning. And this will be, we'll call it phase 1 of our reopening. We may end up having to make changes along the way once we see how things go. But to begin Sunday, September 20th at 9 a.m., we are pleased to offer what we are categorizing a senior-friendly service. A lot of the responses we received in the survey when we circulated it a couple of weeks ago, many people are concerned about the senior people within our church and within our community, and we don't want to put anyone that would be vulnerable at risk. And so we want to offer the very first service in the morning to be what would be the safest service. The building will be the cleanest. It'll have been cleaned in the week. We're asking for families with children under 12 to not attend the 9 a.m. service. And I say that with all grace and kindness, because I'm leading you to the 10:30 service in a moment. But the 9 a.m. service will be for families who have children that are 12 or older, or for senior people, particularly people that might be a little nervous about returning to church. We want to create a safe service environment for you. And then at 10:30, our regular service time, we are offering and pleased to offer what we're classifying a family service, a family-friendly service where children of all ages, so all families with children, if you're a senior and you want to come to that service, you are welcome to as well. but understand that kids will be part of that service. And in fact, we will be able to craft the service in such a way that'll be engaging for children. So some of the music will be a little bit different. Some of the media that we use will be a little bit different than our 9 a.m. service. And so I know it's not ideal. We all want to be able to worship back together as a full group. I certainly want that too. But let's work together to make these two services work as best we can as we begin to look at this as phase one of regathering together. A couple of other things related to this is we're asking you to arrive not any more than 10 minutes prior to the service for 9 a.m. or 10:30. That'll give us some time to transition, to do a quick cleaning of some of the main high traffic areas as well between the services. And so don't come earlier than 10 minutes, come 5 or 10 minutes prior, and you should be fine. I also want to offer then those that have been tracking along with us online, you're outside of the East Hants area here in Nova Scotia, and you've been enjoying the ministry online, and we've been glad to offer that. We are going to continue to offer a 6:30 service online, and so look forward to that. It'll be a little bit different. We're hoping to capture some of the ministry time that we're offering in the morning and bring it to you Sunday night. And if you're in East Hants, if you're in the Corridor area, you're part of Corridor Community Church, but you're not quite ready yet to come back and attend in person, then that would be the service for you, our online service at 6:30. We'll make some changes in the service as well as to how we take up the offering, how we serve communion. We'll discuss some of that once we do get back together. But you should look forward to being able to sing and worship live together in those services. You will have to wear your mask while you do so, but we will be having live music and live preaching in those services. And so we're excited about that. I think you will enjoy that immensely. We're also going to ask that you physically distance while you're in the building, and of course that is in keeping with all of the regulations in most places now, keeping a 6-foot distance between one another. You're welcome after the service to linger outside in the parking lot while the weather is still nice here in the fall and fellowship together. But again, inside we're going to be asking and reminding you to keep a physical distance from one another. We're also going to shut down our cafe with tea and coffee at this time. Any snacks that we might have typically had out Sunday mornings, we're going to keep all that away at the moment. And for you that might bring them, we're asking you to just leave those in your vehicles when you come. If you can at all, if you need some water to bring, if that's the case, that's fine. But just to keep all of our high-risk activities to a minimum while we begin to reopen. A couple of other personal things that we are reminding people of, and these again are fairly common as we begin to engage the public again. One is if you feel sick, unwell at all, with any of the symptoms that you have become familiar with flus or COVID-19, then we ask you to stay home just for the safety of everyone. You can enjoy the online service. If you've been outside of the Atlantic bubble, we're asking for you to do your appropriate quarantine time before returning back to church in person. And if at any time, once our services are back live, if you've attended a service and you discover that you test positive for COVID-19, then we're asking you to notify the church pastor or the board so that we can take appropriate measures. We certainly want to be aware and conscious of everyone's health and safety first and foremost. But at the same time, as we enter this season, gathering back together, expecting that God will do great things as we reach out to Him. And I'm excited to say that we're very close, September the 20th, and I pray that God would richly bless our time together as we look forward to gathering again. So if you have any questions or any concerns at all, please reach out to us. Our phone and email are there on the screen. We'd be glad to help navigate through this together. And trusting God and believing for great things together this fall. God bless.